In this training, we'll discuss many safety concerns related to warehouses and distribution centers. But let's first focus on the 5 most common hazards and how they can be prevented, and then we'll dive in a little deeper. First, workers must be aware of high traffic areas, especially those where forklifts and other in-plant vehicles are present. The largest percentage of forklift accidents actually occur due to poorly or totally unmarked traffic areas. These markings could include flags, floor taping, and warning signs so workers are aware of the areas where vehicles, like forklifts and sweepers, might be operating. Barriers along the route are designed to absorb the impact of an in-plant vehicle, if it does come to that, and so it adds an additional layer of protection. Another high hazard site is found at truck loading areas. About a quarter of all warehouse accidents occur on loading docks, with the most common being falls off the dock. To prevent this, loading docks should be clearly marked and use an overhead track and trolley system to protect workers from falling. In these systems, workers are hooked into a track on the roof of the loading dock, providing them with the freedom to move around the dock while preventing them from falling off. Conveyor belt systems present another common hazard in warehouses and distribution centers. Most often, these accidents occur during the maintenance, testing, and clearing of jams on the belts. Once moving, workers can get their fingers or other hanging items stuck in the conveyor belt, causing injury. The best way to prevent this is through the use of lockout systems, in which the belt stops automatically when a foreign object gets detected. Repetitive movements like those associated with conveyor belt work can also lead to muscular issues. Got a twinge in your back or an ache in your arm? Well, we'll return to ergonomic hazards a bit later to explain where they might come from and how to avoid these problems in the future. Much like the truck loading areas, storage mezzanines also pose a risk of falling. There's also the added risk of items falling from above when they're being loaded onto the mezzanines. A railing system including self-closing gates is one solution warehouses can use to control access to the mezzanines and prevent objects from falling and causing injuries. Finally, it's important that all ladders and hatches leading to rooftop access points be routinely inspected to ensure the safety of workers accessing these areas. OSHA standard 1926.501 also states that workers within 6 to 10 feet of an edge must have proper protection. Some examples of this include guardrails, tieback systems where a worker is hooked onto a point on the roof, and walkway systems installed to provide safe spaces along the roof. While these are the most common hazards in warehouse and distribution centers, there are many more to be addressed in these environments. It's time to dive in. As we do, think about how these hazards play out in your own workplace and how you can employ their solutions to ensure you and your coworkers stay safe.